So in this video, I take advantage of the nice weather for early October. Get on my little motorcycle, which is an enduro. I've really got it for off-road use, just to get around on trails. But it's good for getting around the village too. And I bike it on up to the Mound Cemetery, which is right outside of the village here of Moravia in central New York. And this is Congress Street. I used to live on this street. I got a story. See the house on the right, gray and white? There, just past it. That's the Congress Street house. I did 2 videos on that place. So, Mound Cemetery. Once I get there, I ride around for a bit on my motorcycle. And the camera view is of this with the phone at this angle. But when I get off the bike, you get a better picture. That's the Baptist church that I attend occasionally here in town, the village. So, like I was saying, most of this video, the camera is orientated the other way, so you get a full screen. When I get off the bike and I'm going to walk around this cemetery and just look around, and there's one little part in this video where I got some kind of an anomaly, like a white, looked like a white ball of light to me. And when I was there, and I don't know what it could be. If it's not something paranormal, then it might be, the only thing it could possibly be maybe the rangefinder on my phone. But I don't think that's it, because it's imposed against the lit up grass. It'd have to be very bright to be showing like that. And I saw it. Actually, it's not the phone rangefinder, because I saw it coming from my peripheral vision, and it crossed in front of me and behind the stone, and my phone was pointed right at the tombstone right in front of it, reading the names on it. So it wasn't my. Now I think about it, it couldn't have been my phone's rangefinder. But it's really not much to look at on here. It's like just a speck of light that flies by real quick. But to my eye, it was bigger and brighter than what you see on the camera. But I'm just letting you know, it's really not much. But I couldn't tell you what it is either. And now that I think about it, it couldn't have been the phone rangefinder. I'm pretty sure it wasn't, for reasons stated. But a big reason is I saw it move in my peripheral to my right more than what comes into view and out of view in this video. You just get a glimpse of a speck of white flying by. It's not a bug or a bird, I'll tell you that. So, I don't know. So I ride around on my bike here, and it won't be much longer. I park the bike and I get out and walk around. And I thought I'd do this because I wanted to get out on my motorcycle while the weather's still good. And I think my next trip's going to be up the hill to explore a place that looks like somebody built a nature trail. I'm not sure what it is, but somebody, looks like they put in a parking place with a trail of flowers through the woods. So I'd like to get up there and check that out. That'll be my next motorcycle escapade video. And I'll tell you the truth, I haven't been up in this cemetery much. I don't go to cemeteries as a rule. At least not this one. I don't know anybody personally buried in here, though some of the names are familiar, the last names are. There's none of my family buried in this town. No call for me to go up here. So this is actually the most I've ever checked this out. But I'm not ghost hunting. I want to make that clear. If I catch something, I catch something. But I just really wanted to get out and walk around this place, see what's up here. And I thought I'd take you along. So that's all. It won't be long. I'll be off the bike talking Tim Blab with the camera sideways so you get a full screen. little bit. So, beautiful day out. Figured I'd get out and walk a little bit. Yeah, I'm growing out the full beard for now. Oh well. Anyway. This is Indian Mound Cemetery. I think the graves here started in the 1863 Civil War. Veterans killed in the Civil War from this town. Dr. Atwood. I lived in his house. How do I know that? Because it was his doctor's sign was still on the front door. What a coincidence, huh? There's his wife. 1860, 1939. And their infant children. Man, sad. Atwood. Yep, I lived in his house on Grove Street. I've actually not been here. I've really been only up here a couple times. Civil War veteran. Their daughter and his wife all buried here. I did see a ghost here, and I'll tell that story. I'll walk over there. I definitely saw a ghost here on my way to work. Walk up through here. I don't think I'll be having any monuments this big. Nobody would visit it. They don't visit me in life. They're certainly not going to visit me when I'm gone. That's just the way it is. My family hasn't visited me in years, though I've asked them over and over. Yeah, sorry. It's just the way it is. Conrad, whole family here. Family plot. Merrill. Eesh. The crowded graveyard. Try to keep this away from my mouth because it sounds like I'm breathing heavy in it. Look at this. That thing's big. Oh, that one's cool. Hungerford. Their coat of arms. This is fairly fresh. One of them. Westfall. Sawyer. That family name's still here in this town. Some of these names I recognize, the last names.
some I don't. In a town this size, I've lived here 27 years. I know a lot of people here. What is that supposed to be? No.
All right, right here, I saw something white going from my right, the right of this stone, going left. And, you know, it looked bigger to my eyes than what you see here on the right. There it goes. And I freeze frame zoomed in on it. Now, if this was a camera rangefinder, I mean, that's superimposed against a lit up, the grass, sunlit. And it did move farther behind the stone than what, you know, I got with my phone. So I don't know what that was. It looked bigger to my eyes than this. Looked about as big as like a baseball to my eyes, but I don't know, maybe nothing, maybe something.
Car crash. What the heck did I just see? Ooh, I just saw a ball of light. Seriously, go that way. I wonder if I got it. I don't know, maybe it wasn't. I'll check when I get home. Maybe it was something else. I saw something white. I'm not there, believe it or not, I'm not one that likes to just walk around graveyards and do this. It's not my thing, believe it or not. I'm definitely not ghost hunting. I'll show you what I'm talking about, though. We'll tell you the story. Figure out where I'm at here. Well-kept cemetery. There's somebody over here paying their respects. I really don't want to be seen doing this because it looks tasteless. You know I don't do this as a rule. Reverend Allison Boughton, 1878. All right, so about maybe 10 years ago, I was driving to work when I worked at the salt mine. I was coming that way, down this way, and I saw a girl, looked like she might have been a young teenager, running right where I'm at right now, and there were no leaves on the trees. It was like fall time, and she was a tall, thin girl, dressed up in like a old-fashioned dress that went down to her knees, with a red, real bright red, coral red sash around her waist. Real pale, real thin, gangly, running for all she had. And she came up, and I slowed down. I was right there, slowing down, looking at her. And she stopped right in front of this. She stopped right here. And she crept down and put her arms up in front of her like she was terrified. Like she was crouching and put her arms up in front of her. Right there. Looked like she was terrified of something that she was looking at. And I wanted to stop. This is one of the rare times where I thought ghost. And she looked like she was in distress. So I wanted to stop and go back, but that job I had at the salt mine, you couldn't do that. You couldn't be late. If you're late 1 minute, you're late. You might as well be late an hour. And that was an important job to me then. So I had to keep going. Or I would have come back. I wanted to check it out. Newer part of the cemetery. Actually, the Catholic Church runs this St. Patrick's. St. Patrick's in Moravia runs this. There's some names I recognize, the newer stones in the back. Flick. Yeah, I recognize some of those newer stones. Yeah, I couldn't come back. I was going to come back. You know, I slowed down. I got a good look at her. And she definitely, it wasn't natural. And she looked real thin. I made a video about it. Short black hair. Kind of looked like olive oil on Popeye. Real skinny like that cartoon. Short black hair, real pale. Dressed in a kind of like a beige print dress that went down to about her knees. She had on sneakers, but really old. Looked like Keds. Looked like really old sneakers with no socks. And it was a cold, kind of like late November kind of day. They had a tragedy here about 7 years ago. There was a guy visiting here taking pictures. He was from out of town, and it was probably February, midwinter. And over that way is a cliff. Hope I didn't. Over that way is a cliff. I've had a number of fatalities here from that ledge over the years. Apparently the poor man fell and he didn't hit the bottom. He hit like a ledge and nobody knew where he was. It was 2 days later his wife managed to figure out his location through the phone company. That they figured out he was here. And they found him on the ledge. And I'll tell you what, the weather was 30s and 40s and raining. And he lay there injured, totally exposed to the weather, mortally injured. And when they got to him, they had to go down by ropes to lift him out on this ledge. And when they were lifting him out, he died. He didn't make it. And I thought, God, oh my God, I felt so bad for him and his family. These stones look pretty old. Actually, I read this place was 1867. These stones look a lot older than that. Yeah, these are really old. Well, let's see here. Can't read it. 1821. Looks like 1840. This graveyard's older than they say on the web. I thought it was. This town, Moravia, saw its heyday probably in the late 1800s. The railroad came through here. Town was growing, going places. Not anymore, not really. Oh, that's the undertaker in town, Wade. Oh yeah, I know some of the Wades, actually. Day, family plot. Good when families stick together to the point to where they're all buried the same plot. Tells me that the family stayed together. So much not the case anymore. Like I said, I'm pretty sure they don't need to A good Italian name, Anthony Tripiziano. Served in World War II. My dad's age. Another flick. That name's still around here. Yeah, I'm pretty sure nobody's going to be visiting my grave because they don't visit me when I'm alive. And not for any reason either. Everybody's just moved away and they're just too busy to be bothered. And yeah, I'm a little disgruntled over it. I won't hide it. It occurred to me, burial plans. Don't worry about it. Ain't nobody gonna visit you anyway. I won't be there. I'll be up in heaven. I've got to figure out a way to inter a woman's ashes that I inherited when my mom passed. They were in her possession. Now they're mine. And she was a devout Catholic, this woman. But like me, completely, pretty much alone in life. Well, my bike's over here, so I'm going to take off. I already don't like walking around here like this, doing this. Really, never was one to say people should be walking around graveyards doing this stuff. But I thought I'd come up here, and tomorrow I hope to go to another place, not a graveyard, but something I seen from the road. Looks like a nature trail somebody made. Some flowers and a path. Yeah, everybody's just moved on. I'm the last one that lives in this area. Everybody left. They died or they moved away. That's the American dream for you. No families don't stay together. They all move off to make their money and do their own thing. Well, you know something? My mom and dad finished up their lives in this town, and I moved to this town just to be with them. And I was with them through the whole last chapters of their lives. Like in my opinion, you should be, if you can. So, I walk the walk, I'll talk the talk. But now it's just me here. Now I'm thinking about rolling up the rug and moving to Europe or somewhere else. I don't know. Downing and his wife. Family plots. Look at this marker. Huh? Look at this. Isn't that nice? Who's this for? Frank Parker and Jenny Parker, his wife. Lagern. Two names on here. Storm. There's a name for you, Storm. Sarah and Fred. Well, I'm gonna ride. This isn't really the most cheerful place around here. I just thought I'd come up here for something to do. I was planning to do this anyway. Well, it occurred to me, I've got the phone mount on my bike to make a video of it. Mariah Curtis, 1786, 1859. Phoebe Purdy, his wife. 1790 to 1847. Elizabeth Curtis, 1828 to 1832, 4 years old. See that a lot. In memory of a life so beautifully lived, love so deeply shared, and spirit so deeply missed. Cynthia Ketchuk. Nice. There's the bikie. Kind of eerie.